Good morning, Kennedy Dragons. Today is Thursday, August 4th, 2022. It is the third day of the 22-23 school year. My name is Mr. Butcher. It's my job to keep you guys safe so that you can show us how excellent you can be. Hopefully, you've left your average at home or on the bus and you are ready. Ready means being in the right place at the right time with the right stuff. To have a respectful means treating others the way you want to be treated, and responsible day. Responsible is doing your job with a smile on your face and giving perfect effort. Speaking of responsibilities, the very first responsibility we have each and every day is to be ready to show respect for the rights that we have in this country. We do this by daily saying the Pledge of Allegiance, our school pledge, as well as doing our moment of silence. To show respect, what we do is we stop what we're doing, we stand up tall, we put our hand over our hearts like this, we say the pledge loudly, clearly, and with pride. If you guys would please stand for the pledge and remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge. I pledge myself as a Kennedy Dragon to be ready for the day ahead of me. I will be respectful of myself, my teachers, and all others I meet throughout the day. I promise to be responsible for myself, my actions, and my learning. I will work my hardest to be the best dragon I can be. Please take a moment to reflect silently on your day, your activities, and what you hope to accomplish. All right, another responsibility that we have is to keep each other safe, or try to keep each other safe, by slowing down the spread of germs. We do this by frequently washing our hands. When we wash our hands, we want to get all parts of our hands. We want to get the palms of our hands. We want to get the backs of our hands. We want to get our fingertips and in between our fingers. We want to get our wrists and our thumbs. When we wash our hands, we want to do it for at least 20 seconds. When we wash our hands, we need to use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. So let's get some of that and let's get going with washing our hands. Get the palms of your hands. Get the back of your hand. Get the back of your other hand. Get in between your fingers. Get your fingertips. Get your other set of fingertips. Get your thumb. Get your other thumb. Get your wrist. Get your other wrist. And now your hand should be nice and clean. All right, now that we have washed our hands, we've done our moment of silence, we have done our pledges, it is time to get started today with our birthdays. We do have two birthdays today. Happy birthday to Leilana Lovett, who is 6 years old, and Cadence Gunter, who is 10 years old. We'll make sure you guys get your birthday ribbon. All right, after that, we need to make our lunch choice. Today, we have beef and cheese nachos, cheesy refried beans, lettuce and tomato, and diced pears. If you do not want the beefy cheese nachos, you can always get the PB&J or the yogurt muffin. Make your lunch choice now. Time for our morning message. Today's morning message is on courage, schoolwork, and education. In a children's movie called Babe, a cute little pig proves that the world can be a better place if each of us has a kind and steady heart. One character, Farmer Hoggett's daughter, offered her own words of wisdom. She said, "Don't be afraid of it just because it's new." That's good advice, don't you think? At school, we're always trying new things. That's what learning is all about. We learn new things each and every day, or at least we should be. New things can be a little scary at times, but have courage. Remember, what's new and scary today will probably seem easy before you know it. With something to think about, I'm Mr. Butcher. Make today your masterpiece or not. Remember, the choice is yours. And that's true. When I came around and talked to every class on the first day or two, I said there's going to be stuff that's going to be a struggle. And struggle is okay. Things are going to get scary. Sometimes things are scary and sometimes things are hard. That's okay as long as you try to figure it out. Your teachers have all the answers. They know you're going to struggle at some times, and they can help you get out of the struggle, but they can't do it for you. You got to do it. So listen to them and try, and always put forth your best effort. And instead of just being scary and not trying anything, or struggling and just quitting, make sure you work through it and try to get it, and believe in yourself. You can do this. I promise you, you can do this. Okay, yesterday we watched the drill seminar, and we talked about the different drills that we are going to do throughout the year. We do them so we can practice and we know what we need to do when it's time. So today we are actually going to do a fire drill. We'll do it after the book and a little bit after announcements. So teachers, after the book today, make sure your kids know where they're going for the fire drill when we have it, and we'll do it after announcements and after the book. That is all we have for announcements, so please help me.
Me and your teachers keep you safe. That is our job.
And your job is to help us keep you safe.
And you can help us by being a ready, respectful, and responsible student who is focused on graduating in the year.
Because when you are a ready, respectful, and responsible student focused on graduation, you are fully committed to student success. I love you very much. Have a great announcements are over, every day we do a read aloud. We do a read aloud for 3 reasons. One, so I can model what good readers do. They read fluently. Fluently means that they read the words correctly at a good pace, not too fast, not too slow, and with expression. Second reason is so that you guys get the opportunity to practice what good readers do while they're reading a story or listening to a story. Good readers listen for especially if it's a fiction book like this, they listen for the characters, who or what the story's about. They listen for the setting, where and when the story's taking place. And they listen for the sequence of events, what happens first, next, and last. And then they look for specific details. They ask themselves questions and they make predictions. So that's the second reason. And the third reason, I just like reading books. And today's book is The Smart Cookie. The author is Jory John, and the illustrator is Pete Oswald. The author is the person who wrote the words. The illustrator is the person who drew the pictures. All right, here's our cover. Here's our cover of our book, The Smart Cookie, and here is the title page right here. Smart Cookie, Jory John, Pete Oswald. Greetings. I'm a cookie. I live in a bakery on a street corner near a river. Come on in. So, we know that this is a fiction book right now because our main character is a cookie and the cookie talks. Can't really happen. I don't think cookies talk. Welcome to our little community. It's a warm and supportive place to spend some time. Pretty fantastic, eh? Alright, so the cookie lives in a factory and there's all kinds of other things being made. These days life is sweet, but my journey wasn't always a cakewalk. When I was younger, I couldn't have imagined fitting in here. For a long time, I didn't feel comfortable speaking up or sharing my ideas. I didn't feel like a smart cookie. I wanted to be a cookie who knew all the answers, a cookie who felt confident in a group, a cookie who said, "Aha!" when solving a puzzle. Like this. Aha! So the cookie didn't always feel like he fit in where everyone else was. Didn't think he was smart enough. Looking back, I had some trouble in my early days. I went to school in a gingerbread house. Our teacher, Miss Biscotti, was kind and patient. When I arrived each morning, she'd wave at me and smile. But I didn't get the best grades, and I never raised my hand because I couldn't think of the answers as fast as the others. And I was the last to finish most tests. Some people might feel like this sometimes. They don't feel like they know the answers fast enough. They don't get the best grades. Let's see what happens to the cookie. It wasn't because I didn't care, and it wasn't because I didn't try. Sometimes I'd get distracted and mess up. Even though I knew the material, those were the most frustrating moments of all. Once, I misspelled dough. It was rough. Another time, I added when I meant to subtract. Occasionally, we'd have a lesson where I'd have absolutely no idea what was happening. I just couldn't keep up. I imagined that my desk was a raft and that I was completely lost at sea, because that's what it felt like. Have you guys ever made a mistake? You knew the stuff, but you just couldn't, you got distracted, or you spelled a word wrong, or you added instead of subtracting? At night, I slept in a cookie jar. I had about 6 dozen roommates. Move! You move! No, you move! No, you move! No, you move! I'd stay awake and stare out the window and worry. And it went this way day after day after day. But then something happened that changed everything. What do you think it is? Make a prediction. It all started with a homework assignment. Miss Biscotti requested our attention one afternoon. Boys and girls, tonight I would like you to create something completely original, she announced. It can be anything you want. Please bring it to class tomorrow. That was it. No further instructions. Miss Biscotti winked at me as I gathered my belongings. I felt like I had a million butterflies in my stomach. Create anything? Something original? Due tomorrow? Gulp. Uh-oh. So he's got this assignment, but with just very little direction. Just create something, anything. And it's due tomorrow. When I got home, I immediately went to work. At first, I tried a cooking project. The results were half-baked. Next, I tried to hammer and nail something, and it splintered immediately. Then I tried making a sculpture. It was a complete bust. I wondered if I was about to fail yet another assignment. I was stuck. I stared out the window and watched the rain hit the river. There was something mesmerizing about the water, how it moved in such a chaotic way, swirling around and around, yet ultimately figuring out exactly where it needed to go. Aha! Suddenly, I had an idea. I decided to write something original. A poem. So he has that aha. He's always looking for that aha. And there it is. Cookie's always looking for that aha. I came up with a title based on how I'd been feeling. My Crummy Day. It's Cookie Crumbs. After that, the rest of it seemed to fall into place. I wrote and I wrote. I lost track of time. An hour went by in a flash. Aha! I said when I was finished. I couldn't sleep that night, but it wasn't because I was worried. It was because I was excited. I felt like I had really accomplished something. I felt smart. The following day, Miss Biscotti asked for volunteers to share what we'd created. One kid showed off his original frosting art, like a donut. Another kid revealed her sprinkle distribution machine. It was neat seeing how everyone was good at such different things. See, in your classroom, everyone's good at different things. Finally, Miss Biscotti turned to me. Would you like to share anything, she asked. Gulp. I gulped. I thought I'd probably crumble under the pressure. But I made my way to the front of the classroom. I noticed my hands were shaking. My mouth went dry. This poem is called My Crummy Day, I said, my voice cracking. Then I read it aloud. As I spoke, I noticed some kids nodding at certain lines. Other kids laughed at the parts that were supposed to be funny. As I built towards the finale, I felt myself becoming more confident and more animated. And in the end, everyone clapped and clapped. I promise you this, I will never, ever forget it. Miss Biscotti was beaming. No one but you could have written that poem, she said. It was completely original. Aha! I had done it. I had created something and shared it with the world. Well, my world at least. The rest of the day was a blur. By recess, I was already planning my next poem. I would call it My Sweet Morning. Aha! I thought when I came up with the title. Later that afternoon, Miss Biscotti handed me a note. It said that I should keep on writing no matter what. That meant so much to me. School was a bit different after that. I wasn't so scared to raise my hand or ask a question or share my work. Sure, some things still didn't come as easily for me as they did for others, but now I know that you can be smart in many different ways. You don't have to have the answers to every question or suddenly be great at everything all at once. You just need a chance to try all kinds of things to find out who you are and what you like to do. As for me, I learned that I can write and I can think of great ideas, and I've found plenty of other things I'm good at too. I no longer feel lost at sea. It's more like floating down a river, and the best part is there's always more to learn because we're all smart cookies.